guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Thursday. Is it already Thursday? It's November 18th. And again, super sick. So sorry. I'm just not ready to go on camera. But there's big news happening in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Josh Duggar and Anna are in court for Josh's pre-trial hearing. Earlier today, KNWA was able to snap video of Anna and Josh walking hand in hand into the courthouse. Josh wearing a blue suit and Anna dressed all in black with her hair curled and flowing long down her back. While the video of Anna and Josh has somewhat gone viral for, I don't know, people being shocked that Anna is there to support her husband, many are starting to question why Anna is still showing support for her husband amid all of these mounting allegations. So today in court, they are going to be settling some of the final motions that have been brought forth in regards to evidence that both sides either want to introduce or omit from the hearing. Yesterday, the judge, Honorable Timothy Brooks, made his decisions on several of the motions that were filed earlier this month. There was a motion in regards to trademark inscriptions related to the HP desktop. There was also the one about prior statements made, which I just did a video for you before. Another on third-party guilt evidence, another one on improper opinion testimony, sequestering witnesses, and excluding references to the defendant's stated decision to decline answering certain questions. Yesterday, in the court order by the judge, he did order that the government's motion to admit into evidence the HP desktop computer from which the evidence was found of the content, and this desktop was found at Wholesale Motor Cars, and they were going to be introducing this computer as evidence at the case at trial. So the government is being allowed this motion, so the trademark inscription and the desktop computer will be a part of the case. So it says it's ordered that the government's motion concerning the trademark inscriptions is granted, and the trademark inscriptions on the HP desktop computer described in the motion is found to be both self-authenticating under Rule 9027 and non-hearsay under Rule 801. So the computer will become evidence, and Josh can ask the court to withhold ruling on the ultimate admissibility of the evidence at trial pursuant to any ground for objection other than authentication or hearsay. The next one was about third-party guilt. So remember when we were talking about how Josh wants to blame some of his coworkers? Well, the government had asked that they not allow him to bring up anyone that might be guilty other than him. And the judge in this case was not convinced. So he said the government's next motion asks the court to bar defendant from suggesting to the jury that someone else might have committed these crimes. The government identifies 3 possible individuals whom the defendant is likely to accuse of having downloaded CSAM on the HP desktop. The government then proceeds to explain in detail why it believes none of these men could have committed the crimes alleged in the dates and times specified in the indictment. It is the government's burden to prove the defendant committed the crimes set forth in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt, and the defendant is entitled to create reasonable doubt in the jury's mind by pointing the finger at others who may have possibly committed the crimes. The court will not prejudge that evidence and the process violate the defendant's right to a jury trial. It is therefore ordered that the government's motion to exclude this evidence is denied. The judge also granted Josh's motion to basically not allow the agent to testify that the content found on his computer was the worst of the worst, and the government really didn't argue, and they said that they wouldn't be asking that anyway. And then when it comes down to the witnesses, they wanted to make it so that the government couldn't speak to their witnesses, and they wanted to make it so that the government and the witnesses couldn't communicate. And basically what they said is that witnesses will be sequestered and that case agents can sit at the counsel table, but they're prohibited from discussing the substance of his or her own testimony with any other witnesses who have not yet testified and been formally excused from their obligations as a witness. And it does not prohibit them, the prosecutors, from actually talking to their witnesses or the defense from talking to their witnesses. The government cannot use Josh's decision to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights as a evidence that he somehow was guilty or was refusing to answer a question, so that somehow implied his guilt. So today in court, they're going to be discussing Josh's allegations against his sisters and the other person and whether or not that will be admissible into court, among other pretrial motion issues and any other housekeeping items that need to be determined before trial starts. Back to Anna. People seem to be pretty mixed about seeing her walk hand in hand with her husband at court. There was a lot of comments when I shared this on my Instagram, and some of you guys were outraged while others of you were defending Anna and trying to temper people's emotions about what they were seeing with Anna. One of the comments was, "I used to have so much sympathy for her, but seriously, not anymore." Another person echoed, "I wonder what she's told the kids about where their dad is." And then another, "I'm dying to know what's being said." What's being said in court will be coming up in a new video shortly. One person said, "Maybe the attorneys thought it would help him if she showed her support by being there." Showing public support of a spouse at a hearing is definitely going to be a recommendation of an attorney, I believe. So it could be as simple as that. But I do think that Anna just firmly believes that her husband is innocent and it's her duty to support him. Someone said this, "For everyone bad-mouthing Anna, unless you've been in the Fundy cult, you do not understand the level of brainwashing that she is at and how hard it is just to recognize that and decide to leave." Which is a very true statement. She has a lot of things that have been instilled in her throughout her entire life about why she needs to stand by her husband. Someone said, "Poor thing, looks like she's still in pain after her delivery. As everyone is saying, she needs to be with her baby and resting. She was most definitely forced to be there." Anna is maybe 4 weeks out since she's had her birth. She has had 7 children. I don't know that it was physically able to determine that she looked like she was in pain just by walking, whether or not she has someone watching the kid for a few hours. I don't think that she should be shamed for leaving a child for a few hours at all. So in that respect, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Someone said this, "She's going to stand by Josh until they walk him away in cuffs. Then she will be the wife who will bring the kids to prison to see daddy. She's not going anywhere until the cult starts paying for her speaking engagements on standing by your man no matter what." Could she become a token or sort of a trophy or the best, most, I don't know, martyred woman ever because she stood by her husband till death do her part and took those vows so seriously? Maybe. One person said this, "I tried so hard to defend you, Anna. I really tried to be understanding, but anyone who could ignore her children's safety for a man, I just can't support that. This is beyond negligent. I don't know if she's brainwashed or just sick in the head, but neither is good. Truly praying for her children. This is scary." I think it's a combination of both when it comes to Anna. I think she is brainwashed. I think she also is taking her cult vows very seriously. But I also agree that this is not a good position for her children to be in because it's not safe if she can't clearly see what is before her. And then someone said this, "Wow, imagine being so brainwashed that you will go and stand with your husband at a trial when you have a fresh, brand new baby at home that still needs milk around the clock. What is wrong with these people?" I do believe she's breastfeeding, so she has a point, although she could have pumped, and hopefully that pump could provide a bottle of some sort, one would hope. And then someone came to her defense by saying this, "Please be careful judging Anna. Many times women in this position are just holding it together until he goes to prison and feels safe to make decisions and take action. Men accused of what Josh is accused of often have many other behaviors their families are living with behind closed doors. Maybe she will support him forever, but she also just may be scared to death and surviving." Very, very, very good point. I don't think we can accentuate enough how much we just don't know about the situation. And we also cannot say what she's experiencing at home. We also know that the way that this cult works and how women are treated, I think it's very easy to pass blame onto her and get angry when you see her walking into the court. But I also think, at the same token, you have to understand that she, in many respects, is an abused wife. And sadly, she might not leave, or she may not leave until he's in jail. She may not ever leave. At the end of the day, we just don't know. But clearly, her arriving at court with Josh was an outrageous point for many. Many people upset, some people pulling complete and utter support for her. And up next, we will have what the judge ruled today in court in relation to his sisters and some shocking news about Jim Bob Duggar. Tell me what your thoughts are about all of this in the comments below. Bye, guys.